So let's start by taking a look at two scenarios. The plane is going with the wind, and it's 2,800 miles, and the wind speed is 50 miles per hour. And then against the wind is 2,400 miles and 50 miles per hour. And lastly, the speed of the plane is what we're wanting to find out. So I'm going to let x be the speed of the plane. So that means on the outward bound, which is with the wind, the speed with the wind will be x plus 50, and the speed against the wind will be x minus 50. The distance that they're going to travel with the wind is 2,800, and against the wind is 2,400. Now what links these two? That is the time, and the time we know is the same. So the time it takes to go with the wind has to equal the time against the wind. And we know the formula for time is distance over speed. So the distance with the wind and the speed with the wind has to equal the distance against the wind divided by the speed against the wind. So now we can just plug and play our numbers. The distance going with the wind is 2,800, and the speed of the wind is x plus 50. With the wind is x plus 50. Against the wind we've got 2,400 and x minus 50. And here we've got a classic example of multiplying by the lowest common denominator to get rid of the fractions. So I'm going to multiply everything by x plus 50 times x minus 50. When I do that on the left side of the equation, I get 2,800 times x minus 50 because the x plus 50 cancels, and on the other side 2,400 times x plus 50. Now the next step is to multiply through the fraction. So 2,800 x minus 140,000 equals 2,400x plus 120,000. Just going to make sure I got the right zeros there. Next step is I'm going to move the variables to one side, so I'm going to subtract 2,400 from both sides. So that means I have 400x, and I'm going to add 140,000 to both sides. So I have 260,000. Now divide by 400 in each case, and I get x equals 650. And remember that x represents the speed of the plane in miles per hour.